Okay, my friends, hold on to your hats. This is Fermilab Don Lincoln. Listen to this.
Humanity has always been interested in what we might call big questions, like the ones about how the cosmos began or why the universe is the way it is. Indeed, some of the very earliest writings ask the same question. This cuneiform tablet, which is dated from about 3,500 years ago, is called the Genesis, and it details thoughts of the time about how the world and humanity came into existence.
Okay, that's all we have to talk about for now. You can come up and watch this. It's Don Lincoln. Now, I am going to show you 3,500 years ago, Velikovsky did the research that 3,500 years ago there was a cataclysmic event on the Earth, and this is what caused my mud fossils. I've shown these over and over and over. They're DNA tested, they're flat as a pancake, and now Yale University agrees that there is a layer on the Earth that's worldwide. Let me show you their article. And they presented this 1 year after I had finished all my research, doing the DNA tests, the CAT scans, the specimens, the chemistry, the nucleophilic substitution process, recreated it, the whole 9 yards. So Yale understands that this event did happen, and all of these mud fossils I have, every single one of them virtually came right off the top of the surface of the Earth. So it was 3,500 years ago, I would say tops. They're on top of the surface, they're not even buried. Okay, this is what they wrote about Zeus fighting Typhon. Typhon being this dragon being in the desert, and this dragon being 1,000 miles long. Society's become so fake, truth actually bothers people. The truth is no longer hidden, now people are hiding from the truth. I'll show you this in so much detail, it can't be denied. Now let's have to see what these people that claim to be looking for the truth. How did the cosmos start? I think I can understand now, because you have to go to Appolodorus, you got to go to Ovid, you got to go to Hesiod. These are the people that wrote what the first people that wrote. And it appears that Zeus was the god in charge here. Whether he was the good god, the bad god, I have no idea. A lot of things to talk about. A lot of things. Okay, see this is November 2016. Yale, who I had been working with Derek Briggs down there, presenting him all my evidence. And then they wrote their paper 2016 that yes, exceptionally preserved soft-bodied creatures, that's all that means is plants and animals, biota, is created by oceans, salty water oceans. Now here's what they're talking about. A worldwide layer, a strata means a layer, worldwide, everywhere on the whole world. Yet how the fossils preserved remains controversial. No, it isn't. Everything was preserved in this one layer. And they say that many of the fossils, well, they go on about making a bunch of words that are very meaningless, to be perfectly honest with you. But here's the words that do mean: rapid precipitation of silica cements facilitated by high ocean salts, basically. That's what preserved all these soft-bodied creatures, which are the same things that I presented to them long before that. Well, finally I was so frustrated I wrote this book. Mud Fossils, Velikovsky, and Mines in Collision. I presented all this stuff to Yale, and they really, it wasn't pleasant whatsoever. So anyway, that's Yale. Let's see how, but my point is that they're talking over here at Fermilab about 3,500 years ago. That's exactly what Velikovsky said, was when all of these creatures died and became flat as a pancake on one side after the flood. And then they dried out and turned into stone because it was a hot water flood when we were almost impacted by Venus. Velikovsky was a contemporary of Einstein. They knew each other, and Einstein, by the end of his life, he agreed with Velikovsky about Velikovsky's theories. That's what I am led to believe. Now, and Velikovsky was correct. He was just terribly maligned and disrespected. It's exactly what has happened to me. And I have all the same evidence. Well, I have evidence. That's the key. I have the actual physical specimens, DNA and CAT scans and specimens coming out of my ears. And there's nothing they can do about it other than to just stay away from me. And that's what Yale did when they presented their paper. I never even knew it existed until a few months back. You know, after I presented my stuff. Now, this book was in 2015. Well, it came out January, February, I think, 2016. It's still on, it's for sale, it's like 99 cents. I just wanted it out there so that it would keep Velikovsky from being forgotten. Because 99% of people have no idea who he was. And he was a hero. And Carl Sagan, who was the most arrogant person I've ever seen, defamed him terribly. They all did. It was a disgrace. He had a book out called Worlds in Collision, which was just when Venus almost hit Earth or cooked up the atmosphere, and we created all these mud fossils. And it was on the top #1 for 11 weeks in a row, and academics made the publisher take it off the bookshelves because they didn't like it. It was too endearing to the public, and they just savaged him. And everything I have is now fully, now we have DNA and we have all of the CAT scan equipment, and I've done everything. So there is no denying it anymore. There's only hiding from it. And that's the problem we're running into right now. Here it is right here. Truth is no longer hidden. People are hiding from the truth. And the more educated you are, and if you have a PhD surrounding your name, I call it perfectly happy deluded. Now, there's PhDs and there's PhDs. If you're a theoretical PhD, even geology and, physics and all that stuff, that's theoretical. They don't have any sound foundation. Even medicine. They don't understand it's the bacteria in you that creates the enzymes that does the chemistry. And they just discovered interstitium, which is a layer in the body that is where all this fluid floats through the lymph system, basically. They didn't realize it was all connected before. There's so much that is not understood. It's time to get it understood. Now let's see how Don will react. I had a couple back and forth with him, but he just says I'm just a silly guy. Now, I don't think so. Let's see how he reacts to this. I think I can prove this is pretty serious.